Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's micro version, or summer version, I should say, of Loadstar's Lending Leaders. I'm joined once again by our dynamic sales and marketing manager, Alayna Gardner. So today we're going to talk about something really fun, which is Zillow Gone Wild. Oh,
Yeah.
not sure how many people are certainly aware of Zillow, but the account of Zillow Gone Wild, which Alayna will explain in a little bit. And I really want to also talk about how people are so fascinated with real estate. One of the things I love about this industry is you can talk about real estate with everyone because they all either live somewhere or have somewhere they want to live aspirationally. So excited to talk about that in detail a little bit. But Alayna, let's start with the tagline here of what is Zillow Gone Wild?
So Zillow Gone Wild is this amazing Instagram account that if you aren't following, you definitely should go follow right now. They have kind of become this famous thing coming out of the pandemic because so many people are looking at different houses online
Mhm.
and just being like, I want to be anywhere but my current home. And really, a bunch of people submit crazy things that they find on Zillow to this Instagram account. So I have a collection here for us to kind of go through. And Jim hasn't seen any of these. So
Mhm.
I'm going to make you guess what is weird about this house before you see what's going on.
Great.
Um,
Before we get into that, though, I want to talk about kind of the fascination that people have in general
yes.
with this type of stuff in terms of there's Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous was a TV show for a while. Cribs on MTV, HGTV. I think I was watching House Hunters last night with my wife. So I think, why do people like looking at either fancy real estate or just judging people picking homes so much?
I mean, it's the one thing that you can actually window shop for most
Mhm.
people and not potentially go buy. I think
Mhm.
one, right? Because like for me, if I window shop on like a clothing store, I'm buying something. I always
Mhm.
end up doing it, even if I said I'm not going to spend the money.
Yeah.
But two, it's just so fun to see different places that you potentially may never get to live,
Mhm.
or that you always come like you drive by the house and you're like, oh, what does it look like inside?
Mhm.
Um, and I also am someone who grew up on HGTV and the DIY channel. I used to hate watching House Hunters, and I think the true moment that you know you're an adult is you're like, you know what, I'd really like to watch some House Hunters right now.
But it's like a little bit of a hate watch, right? Because you're just like, oh, they're so stupid, like they're never going to agree on anything, or why are they picking this house?
Yeah, the biggest thing, I think the biggest like disappointment of my life was realizing that House Hunters is totally faked.
Yeah.
It was
Um,
like heartbreaking for me. So if anyone doesn't know that, I'm sorry.
right. They already have the house bought, and then they just go and
Yes.
see two others and pretend that it's going to be a harder decision.
I really want to know is, do they fall in love with one of the other houses and then regret the house that they purchased? That has had to happen, right?
What I really want to know about house hunters is which of the couples eventually get a divorce.
You can normally tell.
You think so, but like I'd be very interested to see uh what happens in that regard, because there's definitely some couples where you're like, guys, this is not going to work.
This is not,
And
no,
there's some
it's
that are
true.
always very heartwarming too. So it's fun to watch. It's fun to make fun of people's decisions. It's fun to,
Yes,
imaginary spend money that's not yours.
is not yours. Yes,
And there was a great,
100%.
I don't know if we'll link to this. There was a Saturday Night Live ad about Zillow, like a fake commercial they did about basically like the enjoyment that people get out of looking at properties and homes and things that they can't
Oh,
afford, or don't want to, or, hey, for the amount of money I can afford in Philly, what if I got a house in Alabama? That would be a big place. I'm never going to live there, but what could I buy in this area, right?
oh, for sure. That's one of my favorite things to do and be like, compare your budget in different areas and then get disappointed about where you live.
Yeah. And I feel like I don't know how much of this is just human nature versus a millennial thing, or anything else, but it definitely is a whole lot of fun to do.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to speed through some of these. So, for those that
Mhm.
are listening on audio only, this is your reminder that this is also a video podcast. So, you can find us on YouTube. So, first guess, this is a Philadelphia row home. So
Mhm.
we're going to scroll through, and I have my share screen so everyone can
Mhm.
see some lovely exposed brickwork.
Mhm.
Any guesses on what's wrong with this house? Not wrong, I shouldn't say that. What is unique about this home?
I've
We'll
not been
fly
able
through all the normal photos.
to figure this out yet. Exposed brick bathroom.
Some
That's
lovely gritty artwork.
oh yeah.
We're going to highlight that.
If I poison, you will die.
And really, I mean, this is, I think, the reason that people love going through Zillow is
Yep.
like, this is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Lovely house.
Mhm.
And then there's this.
That's more great than anything else. I really like the tiki basement and the dogs too. Do those come with the house?
I don't think the dogs do, but I think all the tiki stuff
No, that's
does.
great. That is a lot. That is a very specific type of design and choice
It
with
is
it.
a very specific choice. And it comes to my question of going over to our next property here in Florida.
Who's buying that? Like Jimmy Buffett's like broke cousin or something like that?
I have no idea.
Oh
But
wow.
so moving on to this $4 million,
Oh my
almost
God.
$4.8 million home. What do you do when you buy this? That's my biggest question here.
Wow. That's a lot of bright paint.
Like this is just the outside.
Uh
Is do you commit to the color, or do you paint over all of it?
I feel like at that point you have to enjoy at least part of it, right? That mural's not too bad. I mean, I like the little star there. I'd probably
This,
repaint the deck.
the deck needs some repainting.
Yeah.
But you got to commit, right? Like you got to
Yeah,
keep
I
it.
don't know if you redo the thing. I think you just hope that someone's really into that. Like,
I
I
also
don't know.
really enjoy the fake. This is a highlight for me.
Is it bad that I look at that coral reef in the pool and I'm like, someone's gonna get cut on that? That is not safe.
That is not.
That is not safe.
That is an unsafe decision. I mean, that makes sense. But coming inside here,
Whoa. That is awesome.
I think this is embedded in the carpet.
Oh, I
But
hope so. Not
I,
one, but two tiger print rugs.
I don't know what you do about
Have a lot of cocaine. I don't know.
that. I have a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Then you got your more
Do you
normal.
think someone got this house there? This is what I think my Miami house should be.
Mm,
Yeah. Ooh.
it's a trip.
Oh yeah.
The other thing that people are
Oh
obsessed
wow.
with are the castles.
Hmm.
The castles are a big thing.
Yeah.
And
That is.
now my favorite part of this castle
Yeah.
is not the fact that it's a castle in Texas.
Yeah.
And it does look inside exactly like you would expect a castle in Texas to look
Yeah.
like.
Everything's bigger in Texas, especially the castles.
Especially the castles. But my personal favorite part is this indoor grotto that exists.
Oh wow.
So I have
That's
some
great.
questions specifically around does the garage door go all the way underwater, or is that
Yeah.
really shallow
Yeah. And it's like it kind of takes away that they just have like a normal garage door thing on it too. Like it's like such like a cool setup, and then you just have like a typical garage door on it that like takes me out of the castle look, guys.
there? No, that makes sense.
Hmm.
So I've got two
I mean,
really
when
intense
properties are
ones.
this big, you just wonder who's actually buying them too.
Yeah, that's true.
Who needs like 10 baths, 8 bedrooms? I don't know. Oh, this place is gorgeous though.
So this place is gorgeous, but I'm going to ask anyone who is in has anything to do with insurance.
Yeah.
What do you do about this?
Yeah, that doesn't even seem like a lot. It seems like you just put it on the beach. Like that is a lot of flood insurance waiting to happen.
Like, and there's another house right here.
Yeah.
You've got neighbors.
They're
It's
raised,
a
I guess, but still.
it's a gorgeous home, but like this seems like a flood insurance waiting to happen.
Where do you park your car? Do you even park it under there, or do you have to like
I think you have to walk.
Yeah.
I don't see where you could park even. I mean, I
Mhm.
guess you could park a four-wheeler right here.
Yeah, I don't know.
And speaking of parking, so someone who's taken their broker exam,
Mhm.
someone comes to you and says, I want to take out a mortgage
Mhm.
on a parking spot. This was a Zillow listing. It's no longer online. It's 120,000 for one parking spot in Providencetown, Massachusetts.
I mean, that's a very popular vacation spot, so I would think that you could pay a lot, get a lot for parking, at least during the summer, but I just don't, that just doesn't make
How do
sense.
you do title insurance on this?
Yeah, I don't know if you have the plan to lot. I'm just thinking of how much money you have to spend for it to make sense. Like even in New York, there were garages that were like, even at $1,000 a month, that's 12 grand a year, 10 years to break even on your parking spot. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do they know that we don't?
What are they?
Yeah.
I mean, I could go on for days with ridiculous things.
I think there was one
I
we
think
put on here that was from Philly that was actually like a sex dungeon.
I did not choose the sex dungeon because I wasn't sure how it would go over.
That's okay.
This is my
You'll have to message us directly for that one. Oh wow.
Yeah. This is my personal favorite. Very unassuming home from the outside.
Sure.
And then, so if you're a real estate agent and you've shown a home like this, I would love to interview you. And I just want to know how you convince people to look beyond everything.
Yeah, but I mean, is it even worth attempting to stage it at this point of like the work required? I'm like, hey, this is a hot market. Let me just take some pictures. This is all going to be out of here.
Oh, it's selling. It's pending already.
Yeah. Why go through the effort of, oh, look at that dog too.
How do you walk into this house?
That is like a antique store. Well, I like their jukebox.
Yes. So sorry if we berated any of your homes.
Unless you're the castle person, and then I'm not sorry at all.
And then I'm not sorry at all.
I'm impressed that you're listening to our podcast. So please.
Also the person that owns the $3.8 million house in Florida. Not sorry.
Yeah. Or the Situate, Massachusetts one. I just want to go hang out on your porch.
It'd be Airbnb-ing that would be fantastic. Oh. I would love to Airbnb that. I would never want to own that property.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome. Well, if you haven't followed Zillow Gone Wild, you definitely should. It's a delightful Instagram follow.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to see us rate more houses, please let us know.
Yes, it is a lot of fun pastime to do, as you can see from us just getting excited about this. The Broke Agent is another good Instagram follow of just people making a lot of jokes about dumb things that happen in real estate. So really, really glad that we were able to take a little different angle towards this today. And special thanks to my sister-in-law, Phoebe, for suggesting this idea too.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you all next week.
Thanks.